All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone and depending from where you are watching us from. This is Biafra Watchman TV. We are live and we are direct. We are here to bring you the gospel of freedom. We are here to bring you the gospel of revolution. We are here to speak the bitter truth. And we are here to set the record straight without looking face. We are here to speak like revolutionaries. And we are here to do what? To speak like freedom fighters. Freedom fighters and revolutionaries, they don't speak with emotions. They don't speak via wishful thinking. They speak based on the reality on ground. And they speak based on what? Antecedents and track records. Here, there's nothing like imagination. Yes, there's nothing like imagination in freedom fighting. That is why I always, urge people to go and study and read about nations that fought for freedom, the processes they went through, things they encountered, before they do what? Before they achieve their vision. They don't really achieve their dreams, which is their freedom. You don't achieve your freedom via miracle. No. You achieve your freedom via your hard work. Via your hard work. You have to assess your hard work because freedom doesn't come easy. That freedom is the highest, how will I put it now? Freedom is the highest gift and the highest thing that you will pay the highest price. That is freedom for you. That is freedom for you. Freedom must cost you a lot. Not reckless costing, not by you are just naively, sacrificing things. Naively, I mean naive, because some people freedom might be costing you some things, and you think that as freedom is costing you some things, that you are getting it right, but you wouldn't know that thing you think that the freedom is taking from you, you are doing is happening out of naiveness. We have to be what? Strategic, tactical, and proactive in the quest and in the fight for freedom. Tactical, proactive, in your fight or in your quest for freedom. But when people are buying carelessly, you think you are paying ultimate price for freedom. There are some buying that is uncalled for. There are some buying that is not necessary. You have to, as you are paying the price, you yourself have to be what? Strategic, tactical, and proactive to equal the sacrifice. If you are tactical, your approach, your proactiveness is not, being equal with the price you are paying for freedom, man, you are all what? Getting it wrong. So you must make sure that your approach, your tactical, your proactiveness correspond with the price you are paying. If it's not corresponding, something is wrong somewhere. Something is not adding up. Our input must balance with the price we are paying. If the price we are paying, because the greatest price is for somebody to lay down his life. If we assess the people that are paying the ultimate price and assess our approach, our proactiveness, if it's not, balancing, we have to do what? Re-strategize, go back to our drawing board, plan, and execute our plan. Yes. Through this means, through this source, through this means or avenue, our freedom must come. Our freedom must come. Not while fighting for freedom. Some people will be sabotaging. Some people will be sabotaging the freedom. Some people will be capping carelessly. Some people will think that freedom is a charity something or it's a get together. Some people don't even understand the concept of freedom fighting. One thing is to admire their quest for freedom, and another thing is to understand the approach to achieve their freedom. It's not by talking on social media. It's not by chatting on a WhatsApp group. No. What are the approaches? What are the approaches we are putting in place? What tactics are we putting in place to achieve our freedom? That is why in football, for example, if there are some certain match, let's use Champions League for example, you will see a club, they will be playing 4-4-2 formation or 4-3-3 formation or 4-5-1 formation. But when they want to play important match, let's say Champions League final, and you discover that your opponents, they are very good in defensive, and you are playing what? 4-4-2 formation. If you study your opponent, you will know that your opponent is very good in defensive. What will you do? You will change tactics. You will do what? Use attacking formation, which is 4-3-3. Attacking formation. You will attack them all till they make mistake. Once they make mistake, you will capitalize on the mistake. Like those days where Chelsea was Chelsea, Barca was Barca. Each time Chelsea wants to play Barca, they know that Barca is very good. Barcelona is very good in attacking. Chelsea will fall back on 4-5-1 formation, leaving only Didier Drogba at the front. Then, because they are good in absorbing pressure, Chelsea then was good in absorbing pressure. They will form a line, form a block. Barcelona will be attacking. They will attack Chelsea, let's say for 75 minutes out of 90 minutes. Chelsea will only do what? They will absorbing the pressure because they have the defense line, they have the players who can absorb, and they'll be waiting for counter. Once that opportunity for counter comes, they will, look the ball to Didier Drogba. Before you know it, they will now push. Once they score one goal, they will fall back again. At the end of the day, you will discover that the match will end either 1-0 or goalless. Now, they will now wait for Barcelona, Stamford Bridge. Why am I saying all these things? You have to do what? In freedom fighting, that's the principle. The principle applicable in football, same principle is applicable in freedom fighting. Study the people whom you want to liberate yourself from. Know the kind of approach you will use, especially like we Biafrans that want to liberate ourselves from Nigeria, whom we know the politicians is highly corrupt, and Nigeria gets money, and there are resources which the West are looking for. The kind of approach we will use for Nigeria, Ambazonia will not use that same kind of approach to La Republic, which is Cameroon. These are the things you have to do what? Understand, study and understand before you do what? Embark on freedom fighting. As you can see, if exposition is what will bring Nigeria down, or is what will make international or Western nations his position now is what will make them to demarcate them, to make these Western nations to isolate themselves from Nigeria. I believe MNK have exposed Nigeria enough. Simon Ekpa PM have exposed Nigeria enough. Now, despite all the whole exposition, these Western nations, they are still what? They are still, dealing, mingling, accepting whatever narrative Nigeria is presenting to them against we that have been exposing empirical facts and evidences. With empirical facts and evidences against Nigerian state. They are seeing all these things, but it never stopped them from listening or taking sides with Nigeria. That is to tell you that since it's like this, we have to adopt another different strategy. That is why in football, there are some coaches, they will employ this manager. At the end of the day, the reason why they employ this manager maybe is to defeat so club. But at the end of the day, you will discover that the purpose of employing that manager will not work. They will still be shopping for manager until they get the manager that will understand that opponent. Let me give you an example. I know the reason why I'm using football for example. I could remember when Barcelona was dominating football world. When Barcelona, when it comes to Spain, before the match, people have already known that Barca will win the match. They were beating Real Madrid like tomorrow no day. What did Madrid board did? They started chopping for manager that can cushion a fate that can stop Barcelona. They employed Jose Mourinho. When Mourinho came to Barcelona, you all could remember if you're a football lover. When Mourinho came, then after winning Champions League in Inter Milan, he was on fire. When he came to Barcelona, his first match, Barca dealt with him. The second match, since Barca won, but with subsequent time, Mourinho now studied Barcelona and discovered that Barcelona, the tiki-taka, is the secret of Barcelona. Then tiki-taka, Barca was using tiki-taka to destroy their opponent. It was Mourinho that stopped the tiki-taka. After he succeeded in stopping the tiki-taka, that was when Pep Guardiola now left Barcelona, the one that introduced the tiki-taka. So why am I saying all these things? It's high time we that are fighting for this freedom should fall back. Freedom fighting is like we are or a nation or soldiers going into war. You have to go with diagram. That is why at a point you will see the commander or the general leading the troops. There is a way they will encounter lose, in the sense that most of their soldiers will fall in the battlefield. What they will do, they will retreat, bring out their war diagram, study why they are doing what, why they are losing the war. Let me give you guys an example again. During Vietnam-American War, they were sending white soldiers. There are more of white troops that went to Vietnam. But the Vietnamese people, they dealt with them. You know what America did? They now fall back to their drawing board and discover that the white troops they have, their strength, they don't have that resilience, because when it comes to resilience, when it comes to guerrilla war, You see, Vietnam, they are number one when it comes to guerrilla war. These guys will stay one place. I got food during that war. They dug a hole that almost all the whole provinces. I got to get down. There were lots of tunnels. So when American troops discovered that Americans, after studying in Pentagon, the reason why it seems the white troops don't have that stamina to withstand Vietnamese guerrilla soldiers, they now send more of black troops. That was why they after that war, they've now started, how will I put it now? They now started, employing or people, they open room or open chances for black Americans to join their troops, because it was when they sent American black soldiers is when they even try a bit. Is when they try a bit to withstand a little bit of Vietnamese soldiers. That is it. So why I'm using all these instances is for us to do what? To know that there are strategies. If this strategy is not working, you try another strategy. I said something about these Western nations, that the people controlling their president are their business moguls. Their business moguls are the one, influencing them. There was a news that popped up, was it 4 days ago? One firm in Finland, one firm like that, one firm, they won a contract to build megawatts in Lagos. Let me read it out. Finnish firm backs deal to build 30 megawatts power plant on Victoria Island, Lagos. A new 30 megawatts gas-fired power plant is set to be constructed in Victoria Island, Lagos, as part of the partnership between Nigeria Independent Power Producer Victoria Island Power Limited, VIPL, and global economic technology firm Wärtsilä. You see, you want to tell me that this firm now, they will not influence the Finnish government, knowing that the kind of money they are going to make from Nigeria. You see this capitalist nation, what drives them is the money they are making. That is what drives them. That is what motivates them. This is what I've been hammering. You all see what is going on now between America and South Africa. You all see what is going on there. You will notice that it was Elon Musk that influenced Trump to look into what is going on in South Africa. Now, this firm now in Finland now, by the time they will eat that corrupt money, by the time Nigeria now, before you know what they play, they will start talking another thing. But God of Biafra will not allow them. We are watching. So Biafrans, the reason for this video is for us to do what? We have to re-strategize back. We have seen the people we are dealing with. Most of the tactics and formation we've been using to counter them, we've seen that they have absorbed it. And the people, the Western nations, whom we have exposed and been calling on them to look into the atrocities of Nigeria, we can see that the tactics is not yielding fruit. It's high time we go back to our drawing board. Go back to our drawing board as we employ, US. As we employ US as manager to help us in dealing with this damnation called Nigeria. Since it looks as if the manager Using the case of football now, the manager is not giving us what we want. We have to employ another manager. What we need is result. As Real Madrid employed Mourinho to stop Barcelona taking taka and dominance in football world. I greet you all, peace and love. Please, if this message sink, if you like the message, please subscribe, like and share. Peace and love.